It's important that all student organizations, your advisors, as well as your members are taking into consideration the potential risk of your events and therefore your liability. So to start us off, we want to provide you all with a few definitions of what liability is and what risk are. Liability is defined as your legal responsibility for something, especially cost or damages. Risks are defined as the danger that injury, damage, or loss will occur. Prior to hosting your event or activity, you may want to ask yourself the following questions. Is travel involved? If you answer yes to this, you're automatically increasing the risk that something could potentially happen. Is the event for those 21 and older, or is it for minors? A lot of times the events for those individuals 21 and older, there may be alcohol involved, or if you're working with minors, especially without parental or guardian supervision, you are increasing the risk of your event or activity. Is the location safe? You want to ask yourself, is there enough exits? Do we have an accessible location to everybody that we hope attends? And can we hold enough people in the space that we're hosting our activity? Is there an activity within the event that is of higher risk? For example, are you serving alcohol? Will there be another physical activity involved? For example, rock climbing. If so, you have increased the risk of your event, therefore increasing your liability. Are there guests attending? We define guests as anyone who is not a UW-Whitewater student, faculty, or staff. This could potentially increase your risk of your event because these individuals may not be familiar with our policies, procedures, and expectations. Does your event follow the special event policy? Are you hosting a special event? A special event is defined as any activity, event, etc., where there are 70 plus people in attendance. It's important that you take this into consideration because if you are hosting a special event, you may need a larger police presence, you may need your advisor's presence, you may even need metal detectors or other safety devices in use during that time. The special event policy is in place to help you manage these risks, which will therefore reduce your risk and reduce your liability. Is there food involved, food handling and or preparation? Whenever food handling and or preparation is involved, you are increasing the risk of someone becoming ill due to a foodborne illness or even potential choking hazards. Is the event publicized appropriately? A lot of people tend to forget to ask themselves this, but it is something very important to consider. You want to make sure that you are publicizing your event to the individuals who are eligible to attend. So for example, let's say you are hosting an event for those 21 and older. You want to make sure that that is the audience you are catering your publications to. So you're not having anyone that is 18 or younger attend your event, which will therefore increase the risk and increase your liability. And lastly, is the event a part of the organization's mission as well as the university's mission? If you answer yes to this question, that is great because then the university is more than likely to cover and support your event in the case that something does occur. If you have answered yes to any of the above questions, you may want to consider the following methods to reduce your risk and therefore reduce your liability. The first and most common way to reduce your risk and liability is to have your members or any participant of your activities sign a release form, also known as a hold harmless form. We highly encourage that orgs have their members just sign a release form just for participating in the org because this reassures their awareness that they have made the decision themselves to participate in you all's activities, in you all's meetings, etc. It's also crucial that you all have your participants sign a release form or hold harmless form for any activity outside of the normal scope of your group. So that's with the exceptions of meetings, dances, banquets, things of that nature. You may also want to consider running background checks on your members if you all are working with minors. Again, especially if you do not have parental or guardian supervision. And our risk management office can help you all run these background checks, and they can also help you all create these release forms that you may need. Next, you may want to consider using a third-party vendor to serve alcohol, rent vehicles from, or run those higher risk activities like rock climbing, dunk tanks, etc., to reduce their liability. You may also want to consider having special event insurance. We like to think of special event insurance similar to trip insurance, right? You hope nothing happens to cancel your trip, but sometimes things do pop up. And so in the event that you may have to cancel your event, you will have this insurance there to cover you all. And lastly, you want to make sure that your actions are in compliance with your organization's risk management policy. A lot of our national and international organizations already have a risk policy that you all should be following, in addition to the campus's policy. Lastly, if you need any assistance assessing the risk or the liability of you all's events, you can feel free to reach out to our risk manager, Lance Frederick. They will be more than happy to assist you with any of your questions. Or you can also reach out to our office. We do have our information here. We have hosted a ton of special events and high-risk events, and so we also have a lot of knowledge and advice to provide you all. Thank you.